BLACKPINK bring the bangers to London's Wembley Stadium. Best moments. They made fans at the iconic venue jump to classics and solo successes. On Friday night, August 15th, Wembley Stadium was bathed in pink light. If you're one of the, conservatively, gazillion people who've watched Netflix's K-pop Demon Hunters since its release, this could read like a bad omen. But this wasn't the signaling of demons from the underworld getting their grips on unsuspecting K-pop stans. This was BLACKPINK making their long-awaited return to London with the Deadline World Tour, 2 years since their sold-out BST Hyde Park headline show in 2023. The Deadline World Tour, which wraps its Europe and US leg with its stops at Wembley, came as something of a shock when it was announced in May. Back in 2023, BLACKPINK's label, YG Entertainment, announced that each of the members, Jennie, Lisa, Jisoo, and Rosé, had ended their contract for individual work, but would still work together as BLACKPINK for group activities. Usually, that's an unspoken agreement that life as a unit will wind down, and since then, the members have been going full throttle in their solo careers, each releasing albums and hitting iconic milestones. Rosé's smash hit APT, featuring Bruno Mars, was the longest-running #1 on the Billboard Global 200 in 2024, clocking up 12 weeks at the summit. A tour, then, seemed way off, especially since the group hadn't released any music together since 2022's Born Pink. They did eventually drop a digital single with the Euro banger-inspired, Diplo-produced jump at the start of the US leg of the tour. Still, we're living in a post-era's tour world now, where a pop tour doesn't have to necessarily coincide with an album release if you've got the back catalog and ravenous stan appetite to fill a 70,000-capacity venue twice over. You'd be hard-pressed to find a BLACKPINK fan who doesn't want to hear hits like Kill This Love, Bombaya, and Dundu Dundu, even if they've been hearing them every tour since 2019. But with the inclusion of Jump and specific stages dedicated to each member's latest solo work, there was just enough newness to the show to keep it fresh and exciting. Here are the best moments from BLACKPINK's Deadline World Tour Wembley Stadium shows. There's a strong case to be made that if K-pop demons did ever infiltrate the earth with the express purpose of creating an army of sleeper cell souls, the phrase BLACKPINK in your area could be the slogan that activates them. A good catchphrase isn't unique when it comes to K-pop. Plenty of groups have their own version of one that fans can chant in unison, but BLACKPINK were really cooking with this one when they dropped it in their debut single, Bombaya, in 2016. Since then, they've peppered it through their discography, and when the time came to scream it in a stadium of 70,000 fans, it felt like the concert had lit off all its pyrotechnics in one go, by way of serotonin receptors. There is something of a flatness to the show's beginning, purely because the group is working with songs they've been performing for more than 5 years at this point. But that dissipates when it comes to the members' solo stages, which are dropped in pairs in either half of the show. Each member performs songs from their most recent solo albums. Jisoo sings Earthquake and Your Love from her album A Mortgage. Lisa performs Lifestyle, Thunder, and Rockstar from Alter Ego. Jennie performs Handlebars with the IE, Way Up, and like Jennie from Ruby, and Rosé sings Dance All Night, Toxic Till the End, and APD from Rosé. There's a fire lit under them in these moments as the BLACKPINK brand gives way to something more tailored. The great thing about K-pop is that its ecosystem allows artists to exist in a group and as solo artists simultaneously, and there's something thrilling about seeing a new hunger come from performers who, at this point, are veterans on the stage. If a concert happens in 2025 without a random celebrity cameo, did it even really happen? In a landscape of Charlie Apple dances, role model Sallies, and Sabrina Carpenter's Orestes, it feels like every artist at the moment is trying to craft a viral moment and boast at the coolness of their phone's contact list. For BLACKPINK, and specifically Rosé, this celeb cameo moment came in the shape of FKA Twigs. In a very sweat-touresque opening to her solo stage, Rosé stalked the bowels of Wembley Stadium as she headed to the stage. Halfway through, she was joined by FKA Twigs as the pair jumped on a railcar, necking shots and eating scones as they're transported from one side of the room to the other. Twigs then waved Rosé off as she emerged on the B stage. It was kitschy and silly and fulfilled its purpose because you really do leave thinking, wow, that is a cool contact in her phone.